Can I ask you a question? Do you want your life to change? To improve in some way? To have more happiness, more joy, more excitement? I know that's mine. Maybe more contentment or just less stress. Yes? So if that's the case, do you really know what stops you from achieving these? And yes, you probably go for the usual responses like no time, no money, maybe that others get in the way and that their needs are more important at this time. But let's stop skimming the surface and go deeper. Yes? Are you happy to go deeper? To find out what gets in the way of you getting what you need, what you want in life, so you can start to feel happy most of the time. Maybe even begin the journey to a better life overall. Then keep watching this video now to find out more. Hi, if you haven't heard of me before, I'm Rachel Wood, a relationship and life coach and founder of Creative Pathways Coaching. One of my specialties is empowering others in handling life challenges, giving them the tools and support they need to deal with what life throws at them. So in this video today, we're going to go deep on what gets in the way of your happiness and how you can begin to make changes to your life for the better. What gets in the way of your happiness? Your concept of happiness could be anything. Becoming famous, having a family, attaining that career you've prayed for, owning your own successful business, having that loving relationship. Even just about waking up every morning feeling energetic, positive and excited for the day. It doesn't matter what it is. What we talk about today will help you with all of this and more. So we mentioned before that we can talk about the surface layer of what gets in the way. Lack of time, lack of money, lack of opportunity, even other people's needs or opinions getting in the way of you striving for what you can possibly make you happy. But these are just excuses. Or these excuses are just excuses. They're not the underlying issues or the underlying reasons. If we only address these, we won't get to the root of the issue that gets in the way of what we want and need in our life. And for some people, they don't go deeper because of the actual issues that are causing them not to be happy. For example, it's too hard. I'm not worth it. I would be selfish if I spent that time, energy, or money on myself. Does that sound familiar? Humans are really good at addressing their physical needs, hunger, thirst, sleep, even sexual needs. But we are completely crap at addressing our emotional ones. Now let's start to look at your emotional needs. Everyone has emotional needs. We need them in order to live, to be happy and successful in life. And you can't just not need something. Your only option is to do what you can to meet these needs. Because there are consequences to ourselves if we don't. We are born with an expectation that our needs will be met, but as we find out later, this isn't so. A primary human need aside from basic physical needs is the need to be loved. And through experience, we can find out from others that in some way that our needs are not always okay. And then this impacts on our identity, and then we begin to question whether we're okay, without really questioning why others think we're not okay. We then have the consequences of not having our needs met as a result. Feelings of dissatisfaction, cravings, emptiness, feeling trapped or stuck, and just that lack of something. Our needs are not being met when we feel these feelings. So please remember this. This is so important. When you feel stuck, trapped, or dissatisfied by life, it's not that you don't have what you want, is that you don't have what you need. And the fulfillment of our needs is essential to a happy and successful human being. So when you have these feelings and you aren't sure why, begin to look within. The need for love, the need for freedom, the need to belong or for connection, just to name a few. There are many. So addressing your emotional needs means going deeper, to self-reflect and to start the process of self-improvement. For some people, self-improvement can be a threat, a change that they don't want to occur, regardless of how much their life sucks, or they think their life sucks. But if you are still watching this video, then you must want some sort of self-improvement if you're still watching, hey? Even if it's more about just taking on the information for now. And that's okay, because this is what this video is about. To give you enough information so that you can decide if you want to move forward or stay put. We are all on different paths moving at different speeds, depending on what feels right for us. What is the perfect time for one person might be not the right one for another. But again, you wouldn't be watching this if it was the wrong time for you, hey? So let's go a little bit deeper now. Now, I could go really deep and really tap into the concept of self-limiting beliefs, but we'll just touch on it for now in this video. You've probably heard about these beliefs before. They are the negative beliefs we form about ourselves and the world that can originate from either our parents or our caregivers, or from our own experiences as we got older. And when you take on a self-limiting belief, you look at the world from that belief, which then causes this belief to be reinforced. This then affects the reality of how you look at the world. But honestly, to talk about self-limiting beliefs and how they come into being would take hours, and we only have a short time with this video. So let's just move up to the surface just a little bit and look at how these self-limiting beliefs affect us, affect our experience of life, of our individual worlds. We generally have no idea the damage that self-beliefs do to us and our potential. It's possible you're self-sabotaging your positive efforts in life because of some of these self-limiting beliefs. And you might not even be aware of doing these behaviors or thinking these thoughts most of the time. They become so ingrained in us because they become so reinforced with our experience. They affect all aspects of our life. You see, self-limiting beliefs affect our thoughts and how we think about ourselves and the world. This in turn affects our emotions and how we feel about the things that happen or don't happen in our lives. And then finally, we then are affected by the certain behaviors we choose to unconsciously exhibit as a result of these beliefs. Pretty crazy, hey? Now, the main mechanism that drives the effect of these beliefs is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of change, fear of not being good enough, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and so much more. Can you relate to any of these fears? Even have a few I've not mentioned? Think about this for a second. It is why we accept unacceptable behaviors from the people that we love. Why we don't have the healthy and fit body we want. Why we end up in a job that pays us less than we know that we're worth. It is why we tend to allow others to walk all over us. It's what triggers shame in us. It's what keeps us in our comfort zone so that we never take action on what we could really do. What if we fail? Stuff up in some way. And so for some of us, we never actually take the action in the first place. Have you felt like this before? So instead, we just dream of that life that we would like to have, but believe that we don't deserve it, or don't believe it's possible to achieve anyway. Maybe we see others with the life that we want, decide they're probably better than us in some way, and that's why they're happy and we're not. So the effects of these self-limiting beliefs can come in many forms, and I'll mention just a few here today. Most of us will experience some of the ones I mentioned today in this video, but generally you'll have to have one main one generally, the one that does the most damage. So let's start with the most common one, overthinking. This is, of course, thinking too much. When you overthink, instead of acting and doing things, you are still in the thinking stage. You then analyze and repeat the same thoughts over and over again instead of taking action. This is when you're overthinking. It happens to all of us at some point in our lives. We all experience events that cause us to worry or stress, but some of us cannot seem to turn the concerns off. There seems to be no off switch. I know for me, when the issue is about money, this can spiral me into an overthinking vortex if I let myself. Particularly the worry if I'm short on cash, or concerned that a car issue is going to cost into the thousands. I'm pretty sure you can relate to this one too. It's a pretty common one. Do you have a certain area of your life that you know you overthink about? For example, money, relationships with others, performance at work, social situations, your health, or the health and safety of others. The list just goes on. A bit like overthinking, hey? When someone overthinks, they worry about the future, usually making catastrophic predictions about unlikely events that will probably never happen or haven't happened and probably won't. Or we can ruminate about the past too, repeating ourselves about the should-haves or the could-haves. We can fret over what others might think of us or let negative self-talk build up in our minds. It can consume your energy and disable your ability to make decisions, i.e. a procrastination, and puts you in a loop of thinking over and over and over again on certain situations. This habit wastes your time and energy and prevents you from acting, doing new and interesting things, and making solid progress in your life. It means you never really relax. There is more likelihood for worry, anxiety, and possibly depression, and definitely a lack of inner peace within you. When a client comes to me with an issue of overthinking, usually they say something like, I can't relax and feel calm. It's like my brain won't shut off. I can't stop thinking about how my life could have been better or more successful if I'd done things differently. Can you relate to this? So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below to see future ones. I post a new one every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on your time zone. And remember, you can book a coaching package with me or check out my other resources on my website, and subscribe to Creative Pathways Facebook and Instagram. All links are in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.